compete in a totally unfair and unreasonable economic situation. How can it possibly be right to produce the cheapest coal in the world in terms of deep mining, only to be told that governments abroad gift to their industries between 20... She was successful in the Falklands, but she'll lose this battle. If 2 years ago, members of this union had been prepared to listen not to the National Coal Board figures, or to the government's figures, or to the media, had they listened to what I said and followed the leadership that I gave in a ballot, we wouldn't be in this position today. There are lessons that are being learned by our members, and not only must we ensure that when this dispute is over, that we get a sensible increase in pay, a 4-day working week, a rate protection scheme, early retirement and not redundancy with the same terms. But we should also say there must be no more overtime, and we've got to get rid of the divisive incentive scheme. I reckon in one day's edition, it'll say something like this. The National Coal Board today said that out of a total of 176 pits, 185 are working normally. In Nottinghamshire, I've got the Coal Board's own figures, which shows in North Notts they've lost 65% of production. In South Notts, approaching 50% loss of production. And this bunch, in the media, in the government and the board, have the audacity to say that they're working normally. The only way that we can say that we don't believe them is to show clearly that we're going to increase our determination. And I would say to every Notts miner, examine your conscience. When the Conservative government supports you, the Daily Express, ITV and BBC, there's something radically wrong with the position. There's something wrong with the situation. There's something wrong with the situation where they require 10,000 police in order to ensure that certain members can go through picket lines. Not only are the words of Dennis Skinner right in terms of attitudes, but when they talk to us about guaranteeing the right to work, there are 4.5 million people who want the right to work and are living right to work. It's ironic that when the N.U.M call upon the members to take strike action and stop work on a temporary basis to ensure the right to work, we're called mindless militants. When McGregor threatens to throw into the dole queue 70,000 of our members on a permanent basis, this bunch from the media described that as good business sense. Well, I've got news for them. Not only are we not prepared to see men thrown on the dole queue, but we want a shorter working week. We want early retirement so that our sons and our daughters can have the right to a job in this industry. a new phenomena in this dispute. Everyone was predicting, who were in opposition, that the strike